Hi, everybody. It's Alex Jarett with another Spotlight interview. I'm really happy to introduce you to my good friend, Jeff Lee. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Alex, great to be here.
It's great to have you here. Now, Jeff, you're a really interesting guy. I mean, I've known you for a number of years. You used to come to all of our conferences when we were in the conference business. You've done, you call yourself a business obsessed global VP of IT. I know right now you've had many senior level technology roles, and I also know that you've got a background in data and now AI, and you're pretty much a well-rounded technology leader. But everybody, Jeff is writing this article series called Return on AI, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, right, Jeff? We're going to talk
Yes.
about that
Yep.
towards the second half of this short spotlight interview. But I just want everybody to make sure you watch the whole short little interview because he's going to tell you about that great series that he's writing and how you can get it. And you can actually the answer is you just get it by following Jeff here. In the meantime, let's talk about your background real quickly, and then we'll get into the article series for everybody.
Sounds great.
Now, you've done some amazing work. You've been VPs at multiple companies, Six Sigma, director of Sigma, senior director of IT at different companies, a deputy CIO. You're also now recently vice president of AI software engineering at a company called Daitrix. And I know from knowing you, you've done a lot of great work. I know from knowing you, I knew you when you were really zeroing on data, but you really become the whole full spectrum of running technology. Is that about right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how my career has evolved, and I'm very grateful that I get to work on, different parts of IT, from ERP to data analytics to infrastructure, now to AI. So very grateful.
That's great. They should be grateful to have you help them. That's how I would say, because I know you and I know you're super smart. I mean, in fact, when I look at your profile, you say business obsessed, global VP of IT. What does that mean when someone sees that on your profile?
Yeah, because a lot of tech people, they are really into, okay, what is the latest technology? What is the shiniest machine that I can
Uh-huh.
get my hands on?
Yeah.
Uh, that's not me, right? For me, it always starts about what is the business objective the company needs to achieve. And then based on that, what is the right technology solutions to achieve those business objectives. So yeah, business first is what I would call it.
That's great. That's great. And I know from knowing you, you're a big process guy also, right?
Yes, yes, I did. I spent 4 years of doing Lean Six Sigma. Correct. Yes,
Yeah. So your big process, so you focus on the business results and the process, and the third part of the equation, I imagine, is people, right?
yes, yes, exactly. That's I will say I have gotten better over the years with the people part of it.
Uh-huh.
When I started my career, I was just like a huge driver. I remember I called somebody on his day off, and he was really pissed. I don't do that anymore. But what I do focus on is to understand my team members, what their aspirations are, and how I can advocate for them. That's why somebody said they would follow me into a burning building, right? So
Yeah,
I just
that's nice.
yes, I care about people and I will love them to be, successful.
That's great. Well, that is a big switch. Thanks for sharing that story. So I know I'll read that for everybody. If you look at Jeff's profile, this is from someone you worked with. Whatever I threw at Jeff, he figured out a way to get it done. And that was probably someone you worked with. Another person said, Jeff, I'll follow you into a building burning. That's someone that worked for you. Those are
Yes.
pretty good testimonials about your character. So we appreciate that. And I know that you're in different industries. You've been in manufacturing, consumer, chemical, pharma. So you're actually in manufacturing is where you sort of specialize in, but you've been in consumer, chemical, and pharma. But you're really getting in. You've always been in advanced technologies. You have this huge data-centric background. I know you've spread out, but now you're getting into AI, right? So what are some of the things that you've been learning about AI that you're pretty excited about?
So yeah, AI really for folks like me with a lot of analytics background, AI is just a very logical, next step
Yeah,
because AI lives and dies by data, right?
that's right.
So that's right, that's right. And for me, AI has three subfields, right? They call it
Oh,
computer vision, natural language processing, which large language model is a part of that, right? And advanced analytics. So I mean, nowadays when people talk about AI, they really almost always focus on large language model, but that's not the full spectrum of AI. All three subfields have a role to play, and again, depending on the business situation, the right tools in each of those subfields should be used to achieve those results.
that gives everybody a little bit of your background. I think that's awesome. But one of the reasons I invited you to do a spotlight interview is you're writing this incredible series called Return on AI. And tell us a little about that and tell us about I see you've got your first interview posted. Congratulations. So
Thank you.
tell us about the series, what you're trying to help people with, and tell us just for a minute, quick minute about your first interview.
Yeah, so there is a debate about AI, whether it's a bubble or it's real.
Hmm.
Uh, to some extent, people even are saying, the market has been going really, really strong, especially last year, and some people are wondering, all those sky high valuations, are they
Yeah,
real or not? And they're
yeah.
pretty much driven by AI, right? So I think for business decision makers, whether you are a board member, whether you are a CEO, COO, CFO, whatever, uh, everybody's interested in AI, but are you getting the return out of your investments? To really understand that is why I launched the interview series. And I was fortunate to engage my friend Sammy Lee. She right now is the head of analytics and client experience with a large bank. And we talked about a use case that she did a few years ago, which falls into the advanced analytics subfield in AI and is incredibly interesting. It was for the business banking division. And for them, it's all about getting businesses to go there and apply for loans. That's their business.
Hmm.
But there's so many businesses, right? Who do you go and even talk to? And her team did a great job, not only getting a lot of different data sources, but also synthesized everything and put together a couple models that were just so much better than somebody having to do it manually. And they did it at a scale, and it made a huge impact to the bank, and that's what prepared her to the exciting jobs that she has been having since.
That's great. Well, it sounds like a great interview. Now, how often are you going to post these interviews?
I'm targeting once a month. I already have my second interview lined up, and I have
Okay.
your different networking groups and talking to different people. And yeah, I'm hoping to do this once a month.
Okay, great. And so if someone's connected with you on LinkedIn, will they automatically get a link to that, or how do they sign up for that interview from here? Let's assume someone's on your LinkedIn profile watching this right now. How do they get that link? Where is it on your LinkedIn profile?
Yes, they're more than welcome to follow me here on LinkedIn and also look at the feature section of my post, and they will see a link to the Medium article.
That sounds great. Well, I'm really excited to see that. I know from the beginning of this interview and from knowing you, you're really, like you say in your profile, you're focused on business results. And I also know that you're really understand this technology. So I think if somebody's really interested in business results and they want to see how AI can really help them, read Jeff's articles, right?
Yes, please.
That would be great. It's been great to have you. This is a spotlight interview. Great job today. And we hope to see more of you on our network as well, Jeff. So thanks for being involved today.
Thank you very much, Alex, for your time and all your advice. I really appreciate it.
That's wonderful. Happy to help.